things are looking dicey out there. Stock market's down 1,000 points. I just want that certainty.
Yeah.
Okay, we can deliver that to you without you selling the unit, because you're going to destroy wealth by selling the unit. If you hold that unit, and that's where you get back to the quarterly market and asset level reports. You look at the charts, steady, slowly, well, actually, very quickly in recent history, but over time, it's going to just stack.
Yeah.
You're just going to create wealth by generating greater ownership of that home, paying off the mortgage, and U.S. housing market, it always goes up over the long term.
That's the thing I think everybody should keep in mind here is, you look at the big institutional players right now, they aren't selling property. There's nobody like BlackRock, like any of these big institutional players who are saying, oh, I think it's time to liquidate my portfolio because we're at the top of the market. Nobody's saying that. So, if you're the individual investor who's thinking that that's what they want to do, you should look to all these institutional players who really know what they're doing and say, that might not be the best idea. Maybe I should instead take out, a 12-month advance on my rent through my owner benefit package. Maybe I should look at a line of credit. There's a million different ways you can do it against the equity in your home without actually having to liquidate the asset itself. You can get that money out in other ways and keep the asset that's going to continue to grow. That value is going to go up. The rent's continuing to grow up in some places by 30% a year. It's insane to get rid of property.
Of course it is. Well, so right now, the market has just been so hot in all the major markets, but I think this kind of additional liquidation, basically, it's liquidating the annualized rent. You can take that. Let's say it's on even a lower income property, $1,000 a month. You're going to pay some fees out of that, but that gives you close to 10 grand that you can actually take out and do something with. It doesn't. I talk on this podcast a lot of 10 grand is. You can do something with 10 grand. You can add another property to your portfolio with something as small as 10 grand. You're going to have to leverage that. You're going to put that into a loan, but it's possible. You grow that again. Let me ask you this, though. If you take out the cash advance year one, now let's say the market goes up because we're giving the real-time market updates. Year two, can they take out the cash advance again?
Yep.
So they can just take it out every 12 months?
Every year they can re-up, provided that there's not an issue with that resident or they've somehow breached the agreement, like they've refused to make repairs, right? Yeah. Then that's not, we're all adults here. We make an agreement. We fulfill our individual responsibilities under that. But yes, and soon we'll probably roll out up to 24 months of advance as well. So, the goal is to be a constant source of liquidity for that owner if they need it. Again, not an obligation. They're still getting the protection and everything else. But know that, hey, I could pull forward that cash flow to go make that next investment or make that, all of a sudden, that big roof repair or whatever it is. And some people we've talked to said, hey, I'm actually going to pull this out and I'm going to put my money in crypto or do other things. Okay. It's their money. It's not my job to tell people what to do. Personally, I think real estate's probably a little bit more steady and secure than crypto. But
well, if you've been watching crypto lately.
Yeah. But, I think...
or NFTs.
Yeah.
It's a fun one, too.
Yeah, it depends on where you were in the cycle, right? I think a lot of people made some money on that. I think a lot of people lost a lot, too. But at the end of the day, it's to provide people with choices.
Yeah.
And, how do you want your property managed? You work with great managers like Revolution.
Thank you.
And what are those services they could offer? Todd, you were speaking earlier on this panel about offering different services to the owners to really enhance that value prop. And I think that's where you separate property management from being rent collection and phone call, a call when there's a tenant issue, to actually value-added services and really separating where you're providing a whole slew of services that the individual self-managed landlord can't get or would never have the ability to access.